Okay, what are we going to start with? We will start with two new projects. I just picked these up and I started working on them. I showed this on Instagram, but I didn't show this much done. This is Little House Needleworks Freedom. I actually found this at the Humane Society thrift store up in the mountains a couple years ago. And I thought it was really cute. I love those little houses. I had no idea until I started doing it, because I don't think I had done any Little House Needleworks, how detailed they are. So I did this on, I don't know what it is, 32 count maybe, looks like 32 count. A little piece that I had gotten at our giant stitch-in, which I'll talk about a little. I know some of the other Southern Stitchers have talked about it. But anyway, this is my Freedom House is what the pattern is. And I changed the house to this kind of blue-gray because this variegated that it calls for has that blue-gray in it. Maybe it's too dark. I don't know. What do y'all think? Is the front too dark? The reason I did that is because these are filled in, and you can't even tell that those are cross-stitched. Well, you also can't tell when I hold it up. It gets there. Can you tell? Anyway, those are cross-stitched, I promise. And so that white front wasn't even going to show unless I back-stitched it, and I don't really like to backstitch something that doesn't call for it in the pattern. I mean, you can see, obviously, I used a light piece of fabric and they used a dark piece of fabric. So, anyway, that's my change. Somebody on Facebook wanted me to tell her the color. I had lost the floss down in the sofa or something. My dogs are up and down, up and down. They destroy my... Oh my gosh. Do y'all have that problem? Like they stand on your patterns and they don't stand on my pieces. I'm really careful with that. I make sure that they're up. But they do stand on my patterns and my working copies all the time. It drives me nuts. What can I do? If you have some great idea for how to get them not to do that, or where I can store them, because usually they're just like all around me, kind of like this, and I'm sitting on the sofa. So but I did have another error this week. I was having a Bud Light Lime, and I'd had about half of it, and it was sitting on a little table, and somehow I knocked the table and it flew down and landed on my Prairie Schooler ABC and another little piece of linen and the carpet. And this was like after I'd cleaned all day. I was not feeling like cleaning all that, but I did get up, and the first thing I grabbed was my linen, and I went and soaked it immediately. Soaked it and washed it, soaked it, rinsed it, soaked it, rinsed it, just regular water. Until I felt like it was completely out. It wasn't very much at all. I mean, it was like really like maybe that much, just a drops right on the edge. And I had to wash my, I'd take it out of the Q-snaps, wash my grime guard in the washing machine, yada yada. Loads of fun. Don't you love when that happens? Okay, here's the next one that I picked up and started doing. This was from, this you've seen before. I showed you this before. This is Brenda Gervais, whatever her name is. Easter Peep Parade. Got that in Nashville. And it is on my first piece of Weeks Dye Works. This is not my favorite linen, as many people have said. It feels loose. This called for 32. This is backwards, yes. Okay, this called for 32 count. My local quilt shop has a little bit of needlework in there. They got some at Nashville, and so they had this exact color I needed, which is chestnut, which is what it calls for, but it's 30 count. that doesn't bother me, the difference of whatever. And the color's really nice. I wanted to use the color. Haven't used a lot of over dyes, but it's fine for this. It's fine for me. This is done over 2 over 2. And so going along on that. Then I stopped, started doing something else in my own personal rotation. Put that back, and sorry, crinkle. Then I started the Prairie Schooler ABC. My false start was that I had gotten 32 count. Kind of knew all along I wanted to do 36 count, but I had gotten 32 count, and I had prepared my fabric. So I had to prepare another, I had to order 36 count, and all I could find at 123 Stitch was, which I like to order from, they're so fast, is flax raw or whatever, flax natural, whatever this is, which is fine. And I think actually this is what Thread Garden did hers on. I messaged her and we chatted a little bit on Facebook about hers, which I really appreciated because I think it was like 6 hours ahead, so it might have been late for her. But we chatted a little bit about it because I just loved hers. So I'm doing 36 count 1 over 2. Oh, I forgot to say, I started it on the 32 count 2 over 2, and it looked really thick to me, and so I just switched it to the 36 1 over 2, and I'm really happy. This is what I'm doing his eyes on the sparrow at 36 1 over 2. I'm very happy with this. For some reason it just feels good for me to be on that, and I don't have a serger. I do have a zigzagger, but since I'm going to be working on this forever, I just went ahead and just turned it under by hand and did my little basting because I do not want to worry about edges at all. I put it in my 17-inch square, my Q-snap. And oh, and the other thing I wanted to tell you was I wanted to tell you 2 things. Okay, I wanted to tell you, that's funny, one of my adopted kids who's now like 27, a friend of my daughter's, just asked me if I had a minute to, I just see a text message, do you have a minute to proofread something? I've been proofreading for him since he was like 16. Such a cutie. Anyway, no, I'm busy. Okay, so I went up 1 color, and I did that because somebody was saying, what I did was I went to the Prairie Schooler ABC Stitching Bee. If you go there, it's an old blog group that, like Blogger or Blogspot, and I don't know who started it, but if you read through it, you can look at their different squares that they posted as they did them, and then there's a lot of comments, and they talk about what they changed on these when they were doing it. So to me, several years ago when I decided I wanted to get the patterns and one day do this, I made one of my little booklets, you know, those booklets that I've shown you before, that of course it isn't in here because I took it back in the other room, but it's just that presentation folder that you get for like $5 at Office Depot or Office Max, Staples. I got mine at Staples, and it's got the clear view. It's got the clear thingies in it, like 12 of them, so that you can put your, show this real quick. Okay, so you can put these pieces of pattern and stuff in there and keep it all together, and keep your hard copy of the pattern and any instructions. So that's what I did with my Prairie Schooler. I put each of the patterns in there, and then I typed up and printed out, like, everybody, I don't know why, I'm kind of anal this way, like, all the linens everybody used, what count, all the changes they made, any tips they had. I laid out my 9 by 3 squares because some are 70 by 100, some are 72 by 100, some are 72 by 101, whatever. And I just laid that all out and wrote down that, you know, they did like saved 4 spaces between each one, blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, that's enough of that. That was just my pre-work, and I am going lighter on some of the colors. Like I look at what they call for, and then I just go a little bit lighter. This was really dark green, and I don't know, I just like that lighter. Okay, the brown was as called for. The nest is one lighter than what was called for. So we'll see how that goes. And then I took this out. This one I showed y'all, I think, in my very first Flosstube, this Home Sweet Home. I like these old-fashioned Home Sweet Homes and God Bless Our Homes and everything. I've done a God Bless Our Home too. I don't know if I showed that. I'll show it later. But all I did on this one this time was right here, that red. And it's just so pretty. I love all the wildflowers. Okay, then I did, okay, so I went to, I don't know, it's been crazy since we last spoke. I went to my Hawk Run Hollow stitch-in at Caroline's house, and I saw Eclectic Possessions and Schoolhouse Stitcher and Mischievous Stitcher, Emily, Lori, and Natasha, and Emily, Lori, Natasha, Diana, who else? I don't know, a bunch of Flosstubers, and we sat together. That was fun, and shopped together. And the Giant Stitch-in, oh wait a minute, I'm getting confused. Okay, the Giant Stitch-in, I saw all those people. Okay, at the Hawk Run Hollow, I saw Emily and Schoolhouse Stitcher. They sat across from me, and everybody's working on Hawk Run Hollow patterns, and there was, I think there were 12 of us there that day at Caroline's, and it was a lot of fun. And half a D Squared was there. The other one was traveling. I think Donna was there, and Debbie was traveling, and it was just a lot of fun. We eat, we talk. I'm glad we eat and talk because Melissa drove like 30 minutes to get there, 35 minutes across the interstate, and left every bit of my floss at home. And it was that hand-dyed fibers that, you know, you can't get anymore. Nobody had it. Emily had like a double pack of DMC, and if I'd been using DMC, that would have been awesome, but I wasn't. So, but I did work on it when I got home. I felt so bad. I was there for hours and couldn't do anything, and I didn't even have, you know, let this be a lesson to me. I had nothing in the car. I had like a crossword puzzle book, but I didn't have any stitching like in the car for emergencies like that. So I worked on this. I think since y'all have seen it, I know I did this little striped roof. These are so detailed. I love these Hawk Run Hollows. And I only hesitated to do it because I was like, well, I don't live in Hawk Run Hollow. Where's Hawk Run Hollow? Like, silly me. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't scream Hawk Run Hollow. It's just houses and birds and balloons and vines. It's so cute. Anyway. Then, oh, I also did some more bottles. So, I've almost got a row of bottles here. I need to do some more on this. For my son, he's gonna love this. I know he's gonna love it. We went to dinner with him and his girlfriend last night at a pizza place that's like really Italian. Don't ask me the name, I've already forgotten it. But it was so good. It was so good. I'm not a big pizza person, but unless I'm a pizza snob, it has to be really good, and that was really good pizza. It was somewhere downtown, close to Atlanta Waterworks if you're from Atlanta, downtown. Then, look y'all, look what I worked on. Thanks to you. I worked on my prairie scores. I killed my fingers. You can't see them. You can kind of see them because I also have got some like wood stain in there because I was staining something. But yeah, they're like really rough. But anyway, so I've got two over here in that corner. One plus a green one that needs to come out, and in the other corner I also have two. And I realized that one of my big problems is I'm a new quilter. You're supposed to use a quilting hoop, but I'm doing corners. So like the only thing you can do is like sew fabric on there, and that's like another step. That's like knitting a gauge, and who wants to do that silly thing? So anyway, I found one of the world's tiniest hoops, and that's helped a lot. Now this is too tight right now. I know it's supposed to be loose in there, and I will loosen it, but every time I push on it, it like pops off and scares the poop out of me. So I have, but yeah, the hoop helps. And I think when I get in the middle, and I have a big wood quilting hoop, and when I get in the middle, I know several of y'all quilt, then I'll be able to do it better. But I was excited. Thank you. Thanks everybody who commented on this. I really appreciate that. Really sincerely appreciate it, because you did make me go, okay, I need to do it. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's see. Next. Oh, I'm going to, I got some, let's talk about the giant stitching, since I incorrectly started talking about that. And, oh, let me turn that out, and I say I'm sorry a lot, and I don't need to, but I didn't realize that was in the way. Okay, the giant stitching was really fun. It was in a huge church, like a mega church, and it was in a big room there. The lighting was not great. The lighting is always a problem for me with my eyes as I've gotten older. I took a light, and we just plugged it in with an extension cord. But I would like to know what kind of lights y'all like when you go somewhere like that. What works for you? What's your favorite? And the main thing for me would be, how long does it hold a charge? Like, how do you charge it and then go somewhere and use it for 3 or 4 or 5 hours? I would love to know what your favorite one is, because I have plugins, and they're fine, but sometimes there's not enough outlets for people. So if there's something that could really hold a charge, that'd be awesome. And also, I don't have an iPad or anything like that. I wouldn't be taking a laptop or an iPad, so it would have to be something that could sit on its own. Okay, so we went to the stitch-in, we found our tables, and they had like big long tables with things that people had brought to donate, and you don't get the money for the donation, that goes to the club, and but you can get rid of, it's like a stash unload, and there were all kinds of things. Since it was Embroiderers Guild and Needlepoint Guild and 2 sampler guilds, you had cross stitch things, you had like some hoops and frames for needlepoint, and you had some needlepoint kits, etc. And there was some linen, but not a lot. And then the best, what I think is the coolest thing is, you can be a legacy donator, which means that like if you wanted to just state to the club, or I don't know if they have like an official form or anything like that, but you can officially say that you want to donate your stitching when you pass at the time of your death to the Embroiderers Guild. And what they do is they have a big silent auction, and then that way, the cool thing about it is that way, you know, stitching stuff goes to stitchers because we all come and bid on it. So that was just, that's neat. I mean, it's neat to know that you as a stitcher, you know, can get your things, your estate of stitching things into stitchers' hands. That's the best kind of auction for stitchers. So I thought that was neat. And they had some antique fire screens that were beautiful. She had two, and one of them was like a triptych kind of thing. I had never seen that before. And the other was a small stand with a little fire screen on top. And those were priced very reasonably, I thought. I didn't really bid, but I did buy a few items. And by a few, I mean a very few, because I've been buying stuff elsewhere too, but the prices were great. Okay, so I got needlepoint silk for like 50 cents, 3 needlepoint silks. I've just started using it, I really like it, and hey, why not? 50 cents. Okay, and then I got some little pieces of linen. This is actually a good size piece. What, like 12 by 12? Another little piece. I told you I started my freedom on that other little piece. Perhaps I should have started on this color. Then we wouldn't be having the problem of the house. Okay, then we have this one. And then there was a kit that I didn't like the kit. So that's going to go to Goodwill, I guess. It was old. Nobody would want it. But it had this in it, which is that like 10 or 12, I forget what they call this stuff, but I did that homespun elegance. I haven't finished them, but I did my Santa on it. And this is kind of like a blend. It's like a cotton nylon blend or something, but it's got, you know, like little twill in there. Is that what you call it? Tweed? Tweed in there of red and green for Christmas. And this would also make a cute Christmas pillow with one of those. I like those homespun elegance patterns. Those are cute. Anything really would be cute on here. Like the Prairie Schooler. Remember when we were talking about, you know, you could do the Prairie Schooler on something bigger and frame it. That'd be good. Okay, and it also came with little packs of little pieces of DMC that's numbered. So of course I stole that out of the kit before I turned in the pattern. Alright, so all of that was $4. Not bad. Goes to the club too. That was something I got. This is from, and I apologize, it's either Tony Morgan or I think it's Tony Morgan from Illinois. And she's on, or Tracy Morgan. No, she lives on Tracy Lane, so it's probably Tony Morgan. Okay, she makes these project bags, and she sells them. I think it was $15 on Stash Unload. Every now and then she'll put, you know, like a dozen of them on. And I saw the Minions, and I got this for one of my besties. She just loves the Minions. I don't know. This is Bello. I hope she likes Bello. I think she likes them all. But it's just a cute little zipper bag. And she's not really, I mean, she knows how to embroider, but she's not really an embroiderer. She's more of like she likes to knit small projects. And I think this would be good for her little small projects. I'd say it's about 12 by 15 maybe. And I think that would be good for her little projects, or even like a lingerie bag or something. I just knew she'd like it because it was Minions. So I went ahead and got that. And I saw this, somebody finished this, and I saw it and I was like, I have to have this because it just like speaks to me of antique and genealogy, and I mean, I just love it, and simplicity. And I don't know. I mean, I just love it. Look, it's a mother's tree. So it would be like my daughter's name, my name, my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, da-da-da-da-da. And then I thought, oh my gosh, if I make this for me, do I have to make it for my other 3 sisters? Probably. They would love it. And then, you know, like if you're making it for your sisters, all you do is like change the last 2 names. The rest of it, you stitch exactly the same. So my sisters would love this. So there's another project. Times 4. But so cute. And this is lavender and lace. This is a lavender and lace told in a garden, and it's done on 32 count sand Belfast linen. I don't know about that. That's kind of dark for me. I might go a little lighter. My favorite one is mocha, the light mocha. That's not what it's called. Is that what it's called? Not light mocha. Something mocha. Not the vintage with the modeling, but the other one is my favorite right now. I just ordered some platinum, so we'll see how that goes. A lot of people have been liking platinum. I've been hearing that on Flosstube lately. So I don't know when I'll get to this, but I'm definitely doing that. Oh, I forgot. I also got these 2 littles. This was included in my $4.50. I got these 2 little cute ones that are blackbird designs at the Giant Stitch In. That one and this one. A girl can never have too many pin cushions, right? Ew, I don't know why it's... There we go. Okay. So $4, $4.50. It was for all that. All right, then my summer house odds and ends came in finally, and this was from Needle Case Goodies. Very nice lady, Nancy. I ordered the series, so she'll send them when they're ready. And I had to wait on the first one. Here's the first one. I had to wait on this one. Jessica's done this, and it looks so good. So go over to Jessica's Schoolhouse Stitcher if you want to see hers. This is the second. Now these are little, and of course I want to do them all together. So I don't know how I'm going to do that because we don't know. It's a strange pattern. It calls for like 55 inches long, and then you cut it like 9 inches or something. So you got this big long piece, and then you stitch them, and then you cut them and make them into little pin cushions and such. But I want them all to be together. So I guess I'll have a 9 inch by something piece. I'm not sure. Or I'll wait till all 4 come and then put them like this. You know, like 2 and 2, or I'm not sure. But here are the colors. Got those. Oh, I actually got this from Crazy Annie's Stitching, and she was very good. She was on time with this. Crazy Annie's. If you go to the Schoolhouse Stitching Facebook page, she's talking on there and stuff, and she is from, I believe she's also in Chicago. And I'm not sure if this is really a shop or if it's an at-home shop or whatever, but she got all these ready for me, and she was out of one color, and I got it like 2 days later. So I was very happy with Crazy Annie, thank you. And very happy with Nancy at Needle Case Goodies. And also, it is light mocha, I'm sorry. Here's my light mocha. This is my favorite color right now. I don't know if sand is like maybe like a little bit yellower. This is not sand, but I just have this here. But this is like, I don't know, it's just a nice light color that I like. Neutral. So went ahead and bought a yard of this from Crazy Annie. This is not what it calls for. I think it's an even weave that this is on. Oh no, it isn't. It's on this Schoolhouse. What is it on? It's on something that I wanted to go. Oh, it's on Lugana. I prefer 100% linen, so that's what I got. That's why I got it. And like this pattern is 6x9. The first one is like, not 6x9. The first one is, they're pretty small. Okay, the first finished size is 5 by 3 5/8. And then these little guys are even smaller. Those, the two with the little people on them, the series 2, second in the series. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I just would like for them all to be together. I don't know why. I just do. I don't know anybody else who's doing that. If you do, point me over there, because I'd like to know how they're doing it. So that is something that I'll start. And I also joined, I don't know, and let me just say, with all these things that I've joined, there's no time constraint for me, because I just do whatever I want. So yeah, I'm not that worried that I'm going to keep up. I'm not going to keep up. I got too many things started. I just get too excited about stuff, and the next thing you know, I join it. Oh. So I also joined that. Is it Little House Needleworks, or is it Lizzie Kate, the Christmas one that's coming up, and they're taking orders and everything on a Facebook group. And is it 12 Days of Christmas? I don't know. I think it starts, I think we get everything in September. You pre-order and you get it in September. So I signed up for that. I haven't even done the summer Schoolhouse, but I signed up for that Christmas one. Whatever. I don't know. I need more hands. Next, I signed up for the iStitch band sampler, and I signed up for this because I saw Caroline's, and I saw, gosh, I'm blanking on her name, but I saw it at the Hawk Run Hollow Stitch Along. They both were doing it. I'll think of her name in a minute and tell you. So you go to Carol Ridyard. You contact her on the iStitch Designs Facebook, and they said, oh, it's so easy. You know, she sends you the PDFs, and it was like weekly or something. Well, they're finished. I mean, they did like 14 weeks or something, so they've finished half of theirs, and now they're on the second half. It's called the Blue Band Sampler. So I had to contact her, and she was quick. I mean, she was Johnny on the spot. And then she told me how to order my band from the Netherlands. This took about 2 weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks to come, but it's a beautiful linen band, really long. How long is it? Long, really long. And it wasn't very much. I don't remember how much it was, but really sweet lady. And she sent like a little pattern on her card, has a little pattern on the back of her calling card, or business card, and then she sent another little card. It was really cute, and this was wrapped like a package. So cute, so European. And I ordered, is it Gloriana? Some kind of silk to do this with, 2 skeins, and it's called Blue Lagoon, and it was sold out on 123 Stitch, so it is on its way. It's blue, but it's got some little bit of like turquoise in it, variegated, beautiful. So I think that'll be pretty. It's just like a little sampler, long sampler. And the way she shows it is you roll the ends of it on these like little wooden spools, which she closed the ordering on that. So I won't have the little wooden spools, but I don't like to wrap fabric on wood. I would figure out a way to do it. If I had ordered that wood, I would figure out a way to do it so that like it had wool felt under there or something and didn't touch. But, you know, I don't really care. I will just do it and roll it and put it in my little sewing basket or something, and that'll be cute. And she's already planning a red band sampler stitch along, and so and it has like little holes, almost like a film reel. These are just like little holes. So you order a different type of little band. But this was just a neat thing. Then, gosh, I told you this is going to be long. And I was trying to make them shorter. What do y'all think? Are they too long? Should they be shorter? Okay, there were a couple things that I really wanted. And I have wanted these for a while. And several people have wanted them. So, I went on eBay and I got them. And, well, actually one of them I got from, I think one of them came up on Stash and Lid. All right, I paid $20 for this. $20 for this tiny little card. I know. I'm in deep doo-doo. Deep doo-doo. This card has a $3 on the back of it. I paid $18. $18. This card, I think, was about the same. And I didn't even get the red guy, because the red guy went for 37 something on this eBay. However, you won't believe what happened. Okay, I had talked to a girl, and I don't remember what I got from her. Maybe it wasn't the Black Santa, or maybe it was. Maybe it was the black guy that I got from her. And I said, do you happen to have the others? And she said, I do. She was Stash and Lid. We were messaging. And she said, I do, but they're in really bad shape. They're kind of peeled and, you know, kind of wrinkled. Sounds like my dog had walked on them. And I said, well, I don't care. She said, you can still read the pattern. I said, I don't care. And she said, okay, well, how about like $8 or something? And I said, yeah, that'd be great. Well, she got back to me and said she couldn't find them, but she would keep looking. This was like a week or so ago. In the meantime, I buy these. Then she gets back to me and says, I found them. So I was like, oh. I jumped the gun and went ahead and bought them. And she put LOL. But I said, if you have the red one, can I buy it? And she said yes. So all these, but the red one I get for $8. And so maybe later, you know, if somebody wants these, you know, if y'all clamor for these like I did, I can do this as like a giveaway when I get 1,000 viewers or something like that, or maybe sooner. You could maybe induce me to stitch these really quick so that I could go ahead and do a giveaway and pass these along. And if you don't mind the red one, it's you can see the front, it's readable, and you know, you can do the thing. I don't really care. So anyway, that's that story. But that wasn't the worst. Here's the worst. I was watching Jen from Jen's Stitching Niche, and I saw this. And there are people who want this. It's out of print, and of course it's out of print. Those were out of print, of course. So, you know, these people are retired. There are a lot of people who want this. I see people on Stash Unload asking for it. And I went and got this off of... Oh, I got this on Stash Unload. And this is the most I paid for anything. But the reason this appeals to me so much when Jen showed it is that it has that like antique look to it. It looks like a Quaker sampler, but on closer inspection you see that it's got all the cute little Halloween motifs. Oh, I love it. For a Halloween piece, it just fits right into my house. I love this. And it calls for some fabric that isn't, you can't I think I saw it like in Australia or something. It's called Camo Fudge by Stitches and Spice. And you use silks, and it's 32 count. So I just went online, and when I was on Needle Case Goodies, she had this Picture This Plus. This is my first piece of Picture This Plus, because you know I'm not a big fan of modeled, but I think in this case I'm making an exception. This is modeled, but it's like a sage and a greenish gray, and I really like this. I think with just all the black on it, it's going to look really good. Excuse me. So this is, I got an 18 by 27 piece of Heritage, 32 count Belfast. And this I like a lot better than the Weeks because it's, they use a better base. I think they use Legacy Linen base for Picture This Plus, and it feels nice. It's just right. So that is the most I've ever paid for a pattern. Let's just say it was pretty expensive. Well, let's just say they did this. They did mine is the Trick and the Treat, and the companion pieces. No, mine is the Trick and the Treat, and that one was listed on eBay for $49.99. So there you go. That may be one that I can pass along if I, get that one done too. I'm sad to say I'm not a fast stitcher, and I've got like 20 million things to do here. All right, moving right along. This again, I was enabled by Jen. Again, Jen's Stitching Niche. I was enabled, and she presented a challenge. I have a message into her right now because I can't get the rest of this pattern because it too is out of print. Why is it that when something goes out of print, you're like, I have to have it? She did the sampler book. I have done one. It takes like 2 nights. Well, I haven't finished it. But this is A is for Acorn and Algerian Eye stitch. These are so cute. You cannot get the book to finish them. So I'm hoping that whoever does this, if we could like send that book around to finish, because I don't even know how to finish the pages, and I hope I saved enough room. I cut this like 5 by 5, and obviously I didn't center it very well, but I still got like over ½ an inch down here. So I think it's gonna, they make up to 4 by 4. So, I mean, that's fine. And I got that much behind it. And I started B. B is for butter, I forget. Oh, it's right here. B is for butterfly and the butterfly stitch. So these, I'm going to flash this. These are free at Rainbow Gallery. You can download the entire alphabet, but not the book on how to put them together. It's a cute little, I think it's like a black linen book. Jen showed, I think she showed the linen that she was going to use to do her book. And she has all her pieces completed. They're so cute. So anyway, I'm waiting for her to tell me how to finish these pages. Meanwhile, I'm just like stitching away. I need to kind of set that aside and work on the other things. So, okay, this is Blue Band Sampler download. Can't show you that, but this is what you get, and you can join, I believe, at any time, and she'll send you the Blue Band Sampler download. You can order your little linen piece, and I think that's about it. I wanted to show you. This is just funny. I'm sure I'll think of things. I haven't worked on my Long Way Home Stitch Along. I haven't worked on my little animals that I'm doing that are the Joyful World Snowflower Diaries. Oh, I did have 2 things that I collected. We have a shop called Fur Kids, which is a no-kill, mostly cats, I think. I don't know if they do dogs. I guess they do dogs, but They know me in there. I go in there all the time. And I got this. I got this for $10. I got this frame, this lady's thing. And what I thought was cool about it is I got a huge thing of all the flosses. These are all DMC. It's all done with DMC cotton, 6 strands held together to give it that needlepoint look. It's from 1979, and this lady, so I took this to my Embroiderers Guild local stitch-in and showed it to the ladies, and one of our officers said, oh yeah, Mary DeJarnette. And I said, did she own a shop? Because down here there's an address and it says Atlanta 30305, which is downtown. So I thought it was a shop, and she said no, she didn't. And then I thought, oh, in the 70s she probably lived downtown, because there were some, really in-town suburbs. I bet I know where she lived. But anyway, she created it, and I guess printed it, designed and written for experienced needleworkers by Mary DeJarnette. And so she has all the, everything in here for me to finish that, and it's actually nearly finished. And I have some things, of course I have several little doodads, little stools and things I've collected that this could go on, but the colors are so pretty. I mean, I think it's just really appropriate for nowadays too, don't you think? Pretty. I mean, you wouldn't know it was 1979. Okay, so something else I have to finish. And then, crazy as I am, since I told you I don't quilt, and I have a bunch of quilts that need to be fixed around here, I go to an estate sale, and what do I buy for $3? A quilt top. Just the top. It's not quilted, but look at it. It's in great shape. It is in great shape, and it's got those old colors that I like. Let's see if I can, I don't know if I can get back any further. I got furniture behind me. I would say that it needs, if it were to be for a twin size bed, I would have to add a border or two. And pink is not my color, but this is kind of like a red. It's more like a red, what do you call it, calico or something? I don't know. The ladies at our quilt shop are really good with helping figure out borders and stuff. So if I get really going on the quilting, here's another one I've got. It's like so many quilts around here. I don't even quilt. Oh my gosh. I think I've finished my diatribe about quilting. And I will show you. This is funny. So I have to like remind myself to get up and move around and get my time in, because I'm Fitbitting with my friend who talked me into it. She likes to walk around her pool, and she lives about a block away. Her husband is my husband's best friend, and I've known Kathy forever, since we were married when we were 23, and I think I met her the same year. And this is probably from the same year, so check it out. Look at that hair. Hers was naturally curly, but that is perm and hot rollers and an aquanet. Yes, lovely. And you got the Fair Isle sweater, and I don't know, what the heck, what is that? Oh, I got a little M. I got a little M there for my necklace, and Kathy's got her ski jacket. So funny. So as they say down south here, we've been knowing each other a long time. So we're trying to keep our girlish figures and walk around with our Fitbits, which is annoying because you can't stitch and Fitbit. walk. But you can listen to Flosstube. I got those little speakers that sit around my neck, and I stick the things in my ear, and I just go walk my dogs and listen to Flosstube. And so I've been listening to a bunch lately. I want to shout out to Bendy Stitchy. I meant to comment to you, back to you. Thank you so much for coming over. Emily sent you over, and I really appreciate it, Emily. And I went to Bendy Stitchy's videos and really enjoyed them. And I think she said she's a hospice nurse, and wow, that is amazing to me. That's hard. We did in-home hospice for about a week, maybe 10 days with my dad, and that was hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever done, and also a blessing to have been able to be there with him all the time. With my sisters, we were all there, and that's hard. But I also like that you are doing a stitch along and you didn't know what it said, and and several people were like, oh well, maybe it's not one of those religious ones again. And then when you got the words done as much as you could figure it out, you saw that it was, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord, or you thought it was. But it's also kind of a tongue-in-cheek patterns that they do, so you weren't sure if it was going to come out to be that way. I was dying laughing. I was laughing so hard at that. And then you were like, so like we might do, as for me and my posse, we shall serve dessert first or something. That was so cute. So I hope you got, I couldn't think of anything else. Sorry, I've got the Flosstube nose itch. I couldn't think of any other cute thing, but I liked we shall serve dessert first. That was cute. So I hope you figure that out. I don't think anybody was offended. If anybody's offended, that's crazy. I mean, that's not this kind of world that we live in now. You can't get offended easily. But it was very funny. And then there's somebody else. Y'all, I'm so bad about remembering who it is, but I remember the stories. I watched somebody who is new, and I've got like 4 minutes before this is an hour. I don't even know if I can do an hour on this. It'll upload forever, if it will. I watched somebody who is in, I believe she's in England, and she was so cute. She had gone on a trip to Amsterdam. I'll try to put this in the comments. I will find her again. I'll put it in the comments. I'm not really good at like doing anything other than just uploading my video, but I will find her and tell you what her name is. But she got on a trip to Amsterdam. It was such a hoot. I was telling my girlfriend yesterday, and she went with a big group, and they stayed in a hostel, and it was like partners and husbands and wives and stuff, and it was really kind of awkward because they put them all in one big room. They thought they'd have different rooms. And she said somehow she and her friend got separated from the group like right early. Sorry, I got interrupted at the very last in the middle of my story by a stitcher who's in my sampler guild. What was I telling you? Okay, so they got separated from their group in Amsterdam, and they're like, well, what do we do? So they decided that they would follow the itinerary that the group was going to do, and they went around. So like they did the canal cruise, and then they went to the Rijksmuseum, and they looked around for their group. They never saw them. Then they had lunch, and then they went on and went to the Anne Frank house or whatever, and they followed the tour, and they got back, I think like in the late afternoon or something, and they got back to the hostel, and their group was standing there going like, where have you been? We didn't know where you were, and we went to the canal cruise, and we were paying, but we were too short, like 2 people's worth of the money, and so that was when they figured out that they were missing, and so she said she was glad that she'd gotten to do all the things that they were going to do, but she felt really bad because that bunch didn't get to do anything. It was so funny. They'd been waiting for them. Oh my gosh, that was a riot. She had 2 stories, and I don't remember the other story, but it was every bit as funny It was some, oh, I have to tell this one too. I can't believe I'm telling stories that other people told on their floss tubes on my floss tube. But anyway, the other one was a riot. She went on a trip and she was on a plane and she was tired and she'd kicked her shoes off and, you know, relaxed and everything. And she got to the end of the trip and the lady next to her goes, I can't find one of my shoes. And that's Flosstube looked down and she had one of her shoes and one of the lady next to her shoes on. They were the same size, and she said that was like one of her most embarrassing moments. So that was a riot. I'll have to think of an embarrassing moment that I can put on because that was so funny. I was just dying laughing. So I'll link her. She was funny. I better go because I've been left a voicemail, so apparently somebody's wanting to get together and stitch, which would be awesome. And maybe I would actually take my floss and my linen and everything, my pattern, and have everything I needed. So I guess that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Sorry this was long, and I'll try to get on more often so they won't be so long. But anyway, thank you for watching. I missed you when I was gone, and I love your comments, so keep on commenting, and I will see you soon.